Yesterday, I was driving my car home after a bad day at work. My boss basically humiliated me in front of all of my coworkers because of something I did when I was 12 years old. And that's not all. After everyone at the office laughed at me, I got angry and went to the bathroom. When I entered the bathroom, I didn't notice the wet floor sign and I slipped and hurt my ass. Thankfully, nobody else saw me, but it was painful to sit in my chair for the next 2 hours. What a shit Friday. When I got home, I relaxed knowing that nothing could go wrong with my family. I was wrong. I opened the door with my keys and my daughter Lana came running from her bedroom. I thought she came to hug me, but instead she asked me where mom was. I got annoyed by it, but the truth is that I didn't know either. I asked Lana why she couldn't find mom if she was supposed to watch over her when I was at work, just like every other day. She responded to me with, "I haven't seen her since I woke up today." Suddenly I felt something weird in my stomach. I could feel something wasn't right. Lana told me she thought she went to work with me that day or something like that. Despite being only 8 years old, Lana is a very mature and responsible girl. She told me that because mom wasn't home, she made herself lunch and dinner with the food that was in the fridge. I was glad that Lana was okay, but I was worried about my wife. I picked up my phone and called her. No response. I texted her. No response again. I started to really worry. It was 10:30 p.m. and there was no sign of her. Before I freaked out and called the police, I decided to check if she somehow was still in the house. Lana was screaming mom while I was checking every single room. We didn't find her. We didn't find her phone. Nothing gave me a hint of her current location. I messaged every relative that my wife and I had that I remembered. Nothing. I messaged her friends. Nothing. Nobody knew. She seemed to have disappeared from reality. I started to think about the worst scenarios. Did she abandon us? Did someone kidnap her? But how could that be possible? Everything was in place and organized. It was midnight. I knew what I had to do. I called the police. After almost an hour, they arrived at home and they started their investigation. I was so fucking tired. Yesterday couldn't have been worse. I was anxious and somehow sleepy at the same time. The policeman told me to stay at home until they did some things that I don't even remember. They also told me to stay awake so they could ask me questions if needed. I tried to, but when you're tired and you're sitting on a comfortable couch past midnight, there's only one thing that can happen. I fell asleep, even with all the stress that I had. I know that I should have stayed awake because it was important, but I was so very tired. I expected the policeman to wake me up, but somehow they didn't. Today, it is Saturday, and I woke up at 1 p.m. I was feeling alright, but I was still sad and confused about yesterday's situation. After I got out of bed, I went downstairs to see where Lana or the policeman were. I could hear someone in the kitchen. At first, I supposed it was Lana making a meal for herself after she saw me fall asleep on the couch. When I entered the room, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was my wife, making some sandwiches. I was astonished. I hugged her, almost crying, and asked her where she was yesterday. She seemed a little bit confused. She told me that she went to work at 7 p.m. yesterday and stayed in the hospital until 4 a.m. today. She then told me that she supposed that I already knew that because she told me she was going to work for a little longer on Friday. Then I asked her why she didn't answer my calls. She said she already told me that her phone was broken and it was basically useless. Then I was the one that looked confused and started to realize something. Work? She hasn't worked since 2025, when she decided to stop working as a nurse to be with Lana as much as she could. Why was she talking about the hospital again? I then walked away, confused, and went to Lana's bedroom. When I entered the room, I noticed that it was filled with cardboard boxes and other old stuff. I really started to freak out. I went running downstairs and asked my wife where Lana was. She looked very confused. Then she asked me, "Who's Lana?" I almost passed out. I told her that Lana is the freaking child that we have. She looked at me with that face. You know that face. The face of, what the hell is this guy even talking about? I felt like I was going insane. I decided to take some fresh air and went to the local McDonald's. I took a seat and tried to calm down. The place looked very different from what I remembered. I opened my phone gallery and scrolled through the photos. I didn't see Lana in any of them. Then, out of desperation, I called my mother. I took a deep breath and prepared for the worst. She answered the call. Hi Mom, do you remember when the quarantine started? The coronavirus one? Yeah, I think it was March of 2020. Now that I think of it, wow, already 3 years. Time flies, eh? Anyways, why do you need to know that, son? I ended the call. I confirmed my suspicions. I traveled to the past. I don't know how, I don't know why. I just know that I hate it here. Now that I pay more attention, in my phone it says that we're in 2023. My body feels a little bit smaller. The scar on my arm disappeared. This is fucking insane. All the memories that I had with Lana, they technically don't exist anymore. I'm in a separate reality, one that I have already experienced 10 years ago. I will have to live this shit again. I don't even know if this can happen again in the future, or in the past. I don't even know anymore. This is so confusing. I'm now afraid to fall asleep. I'm losing my mind. This feels like a fucking movie. I don't even know if I will have Lana now. Am I the only person in the world that remembers Lana? Her beautiful smile, her black long hair. She's only a part of my memory now.